wonderful day to you. My name is Dennis Isom. Today, in our live today Friday, I decided to go live. I said this February that I will be dropping content on my channel every single day, and today I decided to do live to discuss a very important topic which I know probably some of us must have fallen victim of. And what is this topic? Yeah, the risks, understanding the risks involved, as the risks in buying, the risks in buying excision in progress land, especially in Ibeju-Lekki. Understanding the risks involved in buying excision in progress land, especially in Ibeju-Lekki. That is what I'll be talking today. And I hope we are together. Number one thing I want to talk about is this. The first thing first we need to talk about is what is land excision? Because before I can even talk about this topic, I need to even explain what is land excision. What is excision in relationship with Lagos market? I'm saying this based on Lagos market, and I will focus it in just one place, which is Ibeju-Lekki. According to law, the law understands that people, the villagers of a particular community, have the right, even though they don't have document to prove it, they have the right to own a particular, to own a land, because they have been residing there, because they inherit the land. So that land, they have the right to do what? To own that land. But if, and also according to law also, we are meant to understand that government own all the whole land. But when a government is interested in a particular area, they are interested in a particular area for investment purpose, for whatever purpose the government have in that area, even if that land is owned by a particular village, the government and that village will going to have an agreement. The agreement will be that this particular land, I know that this particular land, you have been residing here, your forefather has been residing here for a couple of years. But what the government would do is, let's say they have like 100 acres. The government would say, okay, what you need to do is to apply for what we call excision. Excision is the process whereby the government allocate a particular area. Let's say out of 100 acres, the government can say, okay, you've applied to have a document to possess this area. The government can say, okay, take this 50 acre. The purpose will be for resettlement purpose. The government go to a particular area and tell them, you want to build something that will benefit you guys in this area. So we are moving you to a particular area. The government will now do what they call excise that particular portion, which means they will take the whole portion and give them a particular portion. It can be out of 100 acre, they can give them plus or minus, in this particular village or this particular family, they can give them like 50 acres. So excision is the process of government allocating a particular portion of land to a village. And excision can only be gotten by a village, cannot be gotten by a company, cannot be gotten by an individual. It has to be a village or a family. So thank you for coming to my channel. If you're just coming, my name is Dennis Isom. What I do is to give you property that I know have the potentials of appreciating very, very fast. And that is what I do in this channel. And today's topic, I'm talking about you understanding the risks of buying excision in progress land in Ibeju-Lekki assets. So I've just explained to you what excision is, which is a process which is actually government allocating a part of a land to a village. But before a decision can take place, something you have to understand this: the government must be interested in that particular area. For instance, there is high interest of government in Ibeju-Lekki. Government have interest in Ibeju-Lekki. That's why you will see more of Excision land in Ibeju-Lekki. You will see more of Excision in progress land in Ibeju-Lekki than any other place, especially in Lagos, because there's high interest of government in that aspect. So the government will allocate that land. Let's out of 100 acre can allocate 50, can allocate 80, depending to the community, and say, okay, this land is yours. You can do anything you want to do with this land. You can sell it, you can live, just but that land will belong to you. That's why Excision will only be given to a village. I hope you understand. Then let me now take it further. What is Excision in progress? Or we can see it. Excision in progress is the process that is involved in you getting Excision, or the village getting Excision. So that process is Excision in progress. Excision is a title, but Excision in progress is not a title. It's just the process that is involved. That is which means that this village have applied to the government to give them Excision to exercise their land. That is Excision in progress, which is not a valid title. And mind you, let me say this again: before a particular land can be exercised, which means that, or a particular area can be exercised, which means that the government have interest in that area. Then let me take it further. Then what are the risks of you buying Excision in progress land? The first risk I want to talk about is governor refusal. The governor can decide that we are not giving Excision during my time. No Excision will be given. So when you see a land telling you Excision in progress, the government can say, okay, I'm not giving you this Excision. And it can be, for instance, Lagos State, for some time, for some couple of years, even last year, let me use last year as an example, refused to give village that have applied for Excision. They refused to give. It was during this program last year that was organized by LASERA, which is Lagos State Real Estate Regulation Agency. It was organized around December last year. I was there at the event. The Lagos State governor said that by this year, 2022, that they will start. It was a conference. The program was a conference and exhibition. Why some estate company they came in to do to show their estate. The governor was there, like the governor of Lagos State. He said that by this year, 2022, that he will start approving Excision. He will start approving Excision. That means that he has the power. The governor has the power to say, this year I'm not approving any Excision. The governor has the power to say we can approve Excision or we may not approve for that particular year. So if the governor said no Excision, no Excision. So you have to understand that the first risk that is involved is the government can decide not to approve Excision. That's the first risk that can be involved. Then the second risk that can be involved is if you buy a land without Excision, the government can come and demolish whatever structure you put there without compensating you. That is risk 2. The government can come and demolish that property without compensating you. That is the second risk that is involved. Then the third risk that is involved is Excision in progress is not a valid title. When you see an estate company telling you, okay, that what the title of the land is Excision in progress, know this now. Excision in progress is not a valid title. It's not a title. Excision in progress, just like I explained earlier, is the process of getting Excision, and that Excision will not be gotten will not be, it's not the company that will get decision. It's the village that will apply for the decision. And before a decision can take place, is because the government have interest in that area. If the government does not have interest in that area, the government will not pass through this process. Let me give a typical example, a simple flow of how getting a land title in Lagos flow. In Ibeju-Lekki, as example, this particular topic, I'm relating it to Ibeju-Lekki because I know a lot of people will be crying. I've started crying because they bought land in Ibeju-Lekki without knowing this basic thing. In Ibeju-Lekki, if you see, if a land does not have a valid excision, you cannot lodge your survey. If your land does not have a valid excision, especially if you know that government have high interest in Ibeju-Lekki. If your land does not have a valid excision in Ibeju-Lekki, for instance, in most area or some area in Ibeju-Lekki, you cannot lodge your survey. And without you lodging your survey, you cannot go ahead and process your CFO or process the document basically. So without you having a valid document, a valid excision on that land, you cannot process your CFO. Apart from excision, there's another thing called family certificates. But popularly, what is well known is excision. So that is how which means that when you do your survey, you have to wait for that land to have a valid excision before you now proceed to lodge a survey and proceed to have a valid title like CFO. That is in Ibeju-Lekki. There's a bridge, a break in Ibeju-Lekki when it comes to you getting a valid title. Your excision have to be in place. But places like Ekpe, for instance, where the government have less interest, for instance, with your survey, you can go ahead and lodge your survey. From lodging your survey, you can go ahead and process your C of O. That is why you will see some land in Ekpe, they will tell you it's freehold, which means that government have less interest in that area. So from you doing your survey, you can go ahead and lodge your survey, go ahead and process your C of O. But in Ibeju-Lekki, when you have to first wait for the village excision to be out first before you can proceed to get your survey, to lodge your survey. From there you can proceed to get your CFO. I have a friend of mine who said since 15 years ago he bought a land, and since then he did not get any benefit. He cannot do anything in the land because if you proceed, tomorrow the government can come and demolish the place. And because that land have excision in progress, that's what they preach to him there, that the land is excision in progress. So he has to wait for 15 years before he was able to at least start possessing his land. I don't know if you've seen this. There's a very trendy post that has been going on the internet where a particular real estate company, a client went online and was calling them, tagging them that you have not given me allocation. Why have you not given me allocation? Which is next thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about allocation problem. Because some of these real estate companies, they know that this land is excision in progress. If they allocate you, you cannot do anything on the land. They will allocate you, but you cannot use the land, because if you use the land, it's at your risk. Because that land is still excision in progress. That land has not fully been given to the villagers. They are still in the process. So if they allocate that land to you, what it means is, and you start building on it, you're your own, because the government can come tomorrow and demolish the place. And the government can come tomorrow and say, okay, this particular portion which you are located to, it does not fall where we allocate to the villagers. So whatever investment you have done in that place, or you're on your own. So that's why some of these estate company, they will avoid if they are selling excision in progress land, they will avoid allocating you to avoid problem, because if they go ahead and allocate you, you have challenge. The fact is, let me tell you the secret. I'm in this game. I've been in this game for years. I know what is happening. I have links to so many of these radar and so many of the top leaders in this industry. I know what is happening. To avoid the company falling into problem of allocating you multiple times, like a couple of years ago, a particular company, not even one, not even two, not even three, they bought mass places. Several of them bought mass land in the Ibeju-Lekki houses, and the government, after Excision came out, where their land fall was not among where the government actually give exercise. What this means is they had to move their estate to another location. But assuming they have allocated that land to a subscriber, to you, what would have happened is this: they will tell you, okay, you have to come back again for another allocation. Assuming they allocate to you and you start building, what it means that you have to generally carry your house. I don't know how you carry it. You have to move your whatever you've done that to another portion. That is why you will see, especially land in the Ibeju-Lekki, most companies that are selling excision in progress land, they will not allocate you. That's why you will see the land 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, they will not allocate you, because they know that if they allocate you and you start using that land, there's tendency of you wasting your money. There's tendency of that land, not the government deciding not to give excision, and by so doing you lose your investment. If you've done it on that land, you lose everything. Because of that, they avoid that. So thank you for those of you who are online. So if you're online, if I'm making sense to you and you are getting value, just click on the like button. If you have any question, just kindly drop it below. I can answer it while you're on this live. You can click on the like button if what I'm saying now is value to you. So then the question is this: what is the solution? What is the solution? The solution number one, I'm making reference to this especially in Ibeju-Lekki, is if you must buy in Ibeju-Lekki, just do this: buy land with valid title. Buy land with valid title in Ibeju-Lekki to avoid you falling into this trap. Mind you, just like I said, excision only exists mostly in a community where the government, a particular area where the government have interest on. In some community, government don't have interest on it. So yeah, you don't need to have, because the villagers don't need to apply for excision before they can sell their land, so you can start building on it. But Ibeju-Lekki, I'm making reference to Ibeju-Lekki. Note, before you buy land in Ibeju-Lekki, try to buy a valid title land in Ibeju-Lekki to avoid you having challenge. I'm making reference to where? Ibeju-Lekki. So let me just make a summary of what I've just said so far for those of you who are joining me. What I said or what I've been preaching is about 19 minutes ago has been this: the risk that is involved. The risk that is involved in you buying land in Ibeju-Lekki. Understanding the risks involved you buying land in Ibeju-Lekki that have what? Excision in progress. That is what I'm talking about. The risks involved in you buying land in Ibeju-Lekki that have excision in progress. I'm focusing on where? Ibeju-Lekki, because that is where I know that in Lagos that is well affected because of the government interest. There's high interest. There are a lot of investments in Ibeju-Lekki that when you buy land, surely you will make money. Your land will appreciate faster. That is the truth. But you need to understand the basic things. I'm making reference to excision in progress land. Other land that have valid title, go ahead and buy after doing your due diligence. I've done a video on how you can verify land. You can check my last Sunday or last 2 Sunday video. You can check my list of videos. You will see the video I did on how you can verify land before you buy. So I have explained to you what is excision in progress, which is the process, okay, what is excision, which is the process of government giving a community a part of a land. They know, the government know that they possess the land, but because of government have interest, government own all the whole land also. Because they have interest in that land, they can allocate a small after the village apply for excision, the government can allocate a particular portion of land for them. Okay, out of this 100 acre, we will allocate 70 to you and give you 70 plot of land, 70 acres. Okay, this is where your limit is stopped. Operate within this limit. That is what excision is all about. The government exercising the land and giving it to the community, even though the community actually own that land. I've been in the land right from time, but since the government, the bigger body, can tell them out of the 100 acre, take this particular portion. And why the process of getting excision, which excision can only be applied by a village, not by a company, not by an individual, can only be applied by a village. Then the process of applying for excision is excision in progress. And note, this excision in progress is not a valid title. So when you see an estate company put our title is excision in progress, from today, know that excision in progress is not a valid title. I want you to take note of that. Then one of the risks that is involved in you buying excision in progress land is the governor can refuse to give allocation. You can refuse to exercise the land, can refuse to approve. The government can have the power. The governor has the power to say no, we are not giving. Like Lagos State, for some time now, I've not been approving excision. So I received a voice note from one of the top estate company in Lagos, because a lot of clients, we are asking them, give us a land. You have land in Ibeju-Lekki which you bought, and you're not allocating this land to us. So the CEO of the company, she had to send this voice note out that this is what is happening now, so that you know the land is still there, it's still yours, but what is the how can we allocate the land to you that I cannot use? Because if you allocate the land to you, we are not going to get a decision yet. So how can you use this land? Although there's a profit if you buy excision in progress land. Note this: you buy excision in progress land, and the excision not finally come out. Automatically, if you buy it for 1 million naira, the price can go like 3 million naira, which will be a huge profit. But today I'm focused on the risks of it, so because if you know the risks involved, you can now decide whether I should play this game or not play this game. I hope we are on the same page. So excision in progress is the process of the village. The process the village is taking to get excision. So it's not a valid title. I also make reference to what happened by December last year, which the Lagos State real estate agency actually did a program in December. I was there. It was a 2 days exhibition and conference. It was a conference and also exhibition, and that was done in Ibeju-Lekki. The governor was there, and the governor promised, because Lagos State have not really been given a decision, especially in Ibeju-Lekki. The governor promised that they will start releasing a decision this year, which we are now, which is 2022. But I've not gotten any good news about it. So that is what the governor promised. Although normally, what the government do most of the time, they wait till when election is coming close by, so that they can use it to raise funds. That is Nigeria for you. And one thing to understand, in this real estate business, nobody's a James Bond, because that's the country we find ourselves. So the best thing is for you to avoid. But if you have the arts, you can take the risks, then you can go ahead and take the risks. But the risks will pay you if the outcome is positive. But if the outcome is negative, be ready to lose your money and your investment. The risks too I make reference to, when if you decide to buy excision in progress land and you start building on it, what will happen if the government do not exercise that land, do not give that particular portion of that land to the village? What the government can do, they can come and demolish it, the property, and when they demolish it, nothing for you. Nothing for you. Your property is gone. Then note, risk 3 is excision in progress is not a valid title. I want you to understand that it's not a valid title. Then you will notice if you buy this kind of land, you have allocation problem. Most company will not allocate you because they know that if they allocate you, you can't use the land. So what's the benefit of allocating you when you cannot use the land? So they avoid allocation, and this is common in Ibeju-Lekki land. Most people that buy land in Ibeju-Lekki, most of them 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago, they don't even know where the land is because the company have refused to allocate them the land. And that is if you observe, there was a trend that was going on last week about the particular company that the subscribers, the investors, they were asking, give us our land, and I think the CEO of that company, out of anger, she just replied badly, and the tweet went viral. And but I saw a video of this same company apologizing, and this company happened to be one of the top estate company in Lagos. So the CEO, they had to even apologize for that. But just know that. So the solution for this is this: try to, in the Ibeju-Lekki assets, I'm making reference to Ibeju-Lekki, try to buy more of a land with a valid title. That's the solution. That's what I would advise you. Then I'm making reference to Ibeju-Lekki assets, especially. So thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you have not subscribed to you are still new to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. My name is Excision. What I do is to give properties that have potential of appreciating very, very fast. If you like what I'm doing, please just click on the like button. You have question, kindly comment below. Let me see if there's any question from this. If you have any question, just type it below. I can answer you. If you enjoy what I'm doing, just click on the like button. Let's proceed. You can see we have about 2 persons watching. Okay. Any question, kindly ask. If there's no question, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Please kindly subscribe to my channel. You want to get a house, you want to get a land in Lagos, Nigeria. The person you should talk to is Dennis Song. Check the description of this particular video. You will see my number, my Airtel number, and my Airtel number, and also my MTN number. You can easily call my number. I'm right here to help you out. If you need any property in Lagos, the person you talk to is Dennis Song. My number is 081 64 74 1041. That is one of my number, which is this. This is my number, 081 64 74 1041. You can call this number, or you can call my Airtel number, which is 08028667565. You can call that number. And if you're outside Nigeria, you can do 2234, and you can also WhatsApp me. Call me now, and I will be here to answer you. Any day, anytime, I can talk to you for 1 hour. My aim is to give you a solution. My aim is not to sell property for you. You just sell for selling sake, but to give you a solution that will benefit you. Thank you so much. This is what's the time? This is after 1. Let me go and carry my children from school. They should be back from this is Friday, and we close by 1 o'clock, and this is 12 minutes after 1. So I'm 12 minutes late. So thank you so much for coming to my channel. My name is Dennis Song. Boom. Thank you so much.